Okay, we're going to start with Esme. Ready? Hello, Esme. Hello, Kate. Hello, Kate. How are you today? Hello, Griffin. Hello, Ayla. Hello, Quinn. How are you today? Hello, Zoe. Hello, Brady. Hello, teachers. How are you today? All right. So I know we've been talking about fire safety. Do you guys remember we've been talking about that? So what are some of the things that you remember about fire safety? About how to be safe with fires? If you put your hats on, what hats are they called? Do you remember? Your helmets, right? What?
And a jacket.
And a jacket. What else do we do to be safe inside of a fire?
And a firefighter.
I'm going to ask you to raise your hand and tell me.
Me.
Zoe, how do we, what do we do in the fires? Or how do we stay safe in a fire? How do we be safe?
Wear boots.
Wear boots, okay.
They have to wear special pants.
Special pants, yes.
We have to wear a big hat.
We have a big hat. So today I'm going to teach you something new. I'll get back to you. I'm going to teach you something new. So does anybody know what an emergency is? If you know what an emergency is, raise your hand and I'll call on you. And okay, quick. What's an emergency?
It's something that is going on that isn't good. Like it's something that you need a lot of help with.
Right. So something not good is going on, and we're in danger or we're hurt. We have an emergency. And so does anybody know what number you should call or what you should do when there's an emergency?
513. 543.
Okay, so you hit three numbers. Okay, so but what do we use? What do we use? Do we use a shoe? Do we use a shoe?
No, a
phone. Right? We use a phone and we dial 3 special numbers.
We have 911 combination.
Zoe, great job. We dial 911.
Yeah, I've been
So I actually have a phone right here.
I had to talk to
Okay? And so this is a special phone because you can dial 911 and someone will pick up and ask what your emergency is. But I want to tell you the different parts of the phone, okay? So we have the numbers on the phone from 0 to 9. And we also have the phone itself. And if I turn it on, can you hear that sound?
Yeah.
That is called the dial tone. So that means the phone is connected, okay? So when we hit the numbers on the phone, it will, someone else will pick up and they'll say, what's your emergency? When you dial 911.
If you put
Okay.
if you put a number, it'll say. But
Oh yeah. So Zoe had mentioned the numbers that we dial. I'll get to you, I promise you. When Zoe had said when we dial what numbers were they? 911. It's okay. I'm gonna get you the chance.
Mommy's here. I know.
It's okay. I'm gonna get you the chance. So when we dial 911, that's the number that we dial in an emergency. Jay, what were you gonna say?
So firefighter.
Yes, firefighter wear hats too.
Mommy here.
So I am going to give you all a chance to dial 911 on the phone. And I'm going to demonstrate it first. So when we're doing this, you're going to pick up the phone and listen for the dial tone. Okay? If you hear the dial tone, you're going to hit the number. Ready? So you're going to put the phone up to your ear. I got to do this with one hand. And you're going to hit 911 and listen. Let's see what this says.
911, what is the emergency?
So what did he say?
911.
What is your emergency? So you're going to tell him what your emergency is, okay? And you're going to tell him your name, your first name, and your last name. So my name is Melissa Thurs, and you're going to tell him your address. If you don't know your address, that's okay. You can learn that when you go home today. And this is my emergency, and it can be anything. And they'll send help right away, okay? The person on the other end is called the dispatcher. So when you hang up the phone, they go over to their computers, and they tone out different people. So they can tone out an ambulance, they can tone out the firefighters, and they can tone out a police officer, okay? And they'll come right to your house. Isn't that cool?
And there's a robber too.
Right. So I'm going to have you come up one at a time, and I want you to pick up the phone and dial 911, okay? All right. So we'll start with Esme. Come on over. All right. What do you have to do first, Esme? You have to pick up the phone, right? Do you hear the dial tone? All right. Now hit 911. Let's see if it rings. What's your emergency?
I'm Esme.
What's your last name?
Lester.
And what's your emergency? Pick an emergency. You have fire? Okay. Hang up. Esme, help is on the way. Good job. High five. All right. Kay, come on over. Thank you so much.
Hey.
All right, Kay, what's the first thing that you do? Pick up the phone, and then, oh, is that many numbers? How many times are you supposed to do it? So where's the number, where's the number 9? Can you see the number 9? 9 right here, 9. Where's 1? 1.
I don't want to do that though.
One more. Good job. Oh. What's your emergency? And what's your name? Don't talk in the phone. Kay what? Good job. Okay. We have a fire. All right. Help is on the way. All right, Griffin, come on over. You don't want to try it? You don't have to try it. How about you, Ayla? Come on over. All right. What do we have to do first? What do we have to do first over here? What do we have to pick up?
I have to do this.
Pick up the phone, right? All right. And now what do we have to dial? 911. Right?
Can you just teach her what that word is? Look for that word.
What's your emergency?
Just for
And your name is Ayla. What's your last name? Ayla Brady. Good job. That's really good. And you have an emergency, right? High five. Good job. All right, Quinn. Show them how it's done.
Emergency brake in your car.
Oh, no, I call it emergency brake.
Right. Have you ever heard anyone call it knee brake? No. People in the younger generation. You call the emergency brake your knee brake in your car.
Good job. I have a fire, and my name is Quinn Dickman. All right, Zoe, come on up. Have a turn. That's awesome.
You don't identify that way, do you? No, yeah, neither do I, but I don't identify that way.
Because you don't want to.
No, I'm not. I just make the cut.
You just make the cut. So what are you? Gen X?
Born in 81.
Good job. Good job. All right, Brady. Wait, do you remember what you do first? What do you have to do first? I'm glad that you're doing those numbers, but there you go. Pick up the phone, put it to your ear.
Sit on this paper when you go outside.
There you go. That's good.
Because it was
I worked at the stage now.
No, you can ask them what their name is. That's good. What's your last name?
She's a singer. She's wearing a
Oh,
disco
you're
dress.
gonna sing them jingle bells? Well, you gotta tell them they're emergency, right?
We don't call
Okay.
them unless there's an emergency.
Yes. That is the other thing that I want to mention. You guys all did a great job dialing 911. But we only dial 911 if there is a real emergency. So we don't call 911 for fun, okay?
Or to sing jingle bells.
If there is an emergency. So when you guys go home tonight, I would love if you can learn your address. So if there is an emergency, you can tell them where you live, the dispatchers, and they can tell you, or they can send help, okay?